Love her posture.
Hello, everyone. I am Lily Mae, creator of the Glambitious brand, and this is the first installment of our 2020 Expo. I'm so excited to have these amazing ladies with us. Definitely visit my website, theglamceo.com, to learn more about what we're doing to empower women, and also follow us on Instagram at GlambitiousIAM. So, without further ado, I'm going to allow the ladies to introduce themselves, and I'll start with you, Avery, if you'll just briefly introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I am Avery Simone of Black Women Moguls, where we help Black women entrepreneurs to increase their visibility and connection so they can grow their sales and also increase their multiple streams of income. So I'm so excited to be here with all of you lovely ladies.
Thank you. And Melissa, if you would introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Melissa Williams. I am the CEO of Candy Kiss Cosmetics and also the CEO of She Speaks Publishing, where we are giving opportunities to people who feel they don't have the opportunity to launch their books into major networks. And we are the private Black business of Candy Kiss Cosmetics.
Perfect. Perfect. And Naomi, last but not least.
Hello, I am Naomi. I am the owner and founder of the Release Party Empowerment Group LLC, where we collaborate with each other and collaborate with different people through public speaking in order to make sure that women are touching it and tapping into their true potential.
Perfect, perfect. So my first question is, how have you pivoted your efforts, in lieu of the recent happenings in the world? Because I know we've all had to do a major shift. So we'll start with you, Avery, and then we can go just counterclockwise as far as, what you've done to kind of shift your effort.
Okay, well, ironically, nothing has really changed per se for me, even though I've just had more time to work on some ideas. But even before the pandemic and everything that's going on now, I realized that some things needed to happen already for my clients. So even with things like making a payment plan more flexible, as opposed to like having them pay in like 2 or 3 payments, I extended it to 6 and 8 payments. So already they were paying like a lower price than normal, like normal programs will have you like pay $500 a month or whatever. So I just meet my customers where they are. Certainly there are things that even come up now with the clients, but I've just always been flexible and open to, again, meet the customers where they are. And then, of course, having systems in place has been invaluable. And so, of course, you can't mitigate all of the unexpected things, but having systems and your operations written down, it helps you eliminate a lot of them.
Absolutely. And what about you, Melissa?
Well, I have for one of the things that I have allowed myself to do is to continue to evolve. For me, also being in full-time ministry, I'm used to being an itinerary preacher. And so that means I travel a lot doing speaking engagements. And then outside of the other business aspect, the customer service has allowed me really to buckle in more, to expand more as far as preaching, turn into webinars, and to really dive into what all Moonclerk can offer me right now. And then really expanding the brand as far as with Candy Kiss, just to really allow my customers to see my face more, to talk to them more, getting more impersonal. So really giving myself permission to evolve in the business and the brand.
Fantastic.
Hi. So I've had the opportunity to actually focus on really what I wanted to do. Recently, I had evolved, like she was saying, and turned my company, the Release Party, and formed it to the Release Party Empowerment Group, because I was just thinking and praying like, okay, God, what is it more that I can do in order to reach more people? Because with the Release Party, we have events where women are able to release from their pain and their past and just have time to just truly be themselves without being judged in a non-judgmental atmosphere. So my focus and cry out to God was, okay, help me to figure out what I need to do next, who it is I need to touch next, what I need to do with the Release Party. Because with the Release Party, you're face to face, and a virtual experience for the Release Party is like, it'll be a little bit different. However, I was able to envision having a group where we have a group of speakers, we have a entertainment group where it's like an event management company, and also with that we have event coordinators. So I was able to think about different aspects of different empowerment events of how people were able to be reached, because a lot of people are doing things virtually now. So I thought, how can a Release Party be a part of it? So with different speakers, I've been able to gather up different events. I get requests and allow them to go out and bring up my brand, and also, allow other people to heal through their message. So that's how I've been able to pivot, just really increasing what I've been doing, and also just building my brand in a different manner.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I know one issue that a lot of entrepreneurs is having right now is maintaining a stream of income or streams, you know? So if you each could give maybe one piece of advice to any entrepreneurs that may be watching as it relates to how to keep like a consistent stream of income during this season. Avery, if you'll start.
Okay. Well, number one is to not panic. I know that's easier said than done, but when we get overwhelmed, we try to think we put too much on our plate sometimes. So we just need to think these things through. And like I know one example, when I was really strapped for cash a few years ago, I would try to apply for every single extra income, but it just didn't work for me. So that kind of goes into my second point. If you text mogul to 21,000, I have given the ladies who view this recording the access to the multiple streams webinar that I did a few weeks ago, and it's still up because I know people are struggling. So I want to keep that up as long as possible. So if you text mogul to 21,000, you'll have access to all the streams I've tried, plus the pros and cons. So you'll know my pain.
Perfect. And Melissa, what would be your advice?
My advice is to maximize every moment, and also to celebrate even the small wins. I know for myself, I'm used to having a graphic designer just shoot things out. And so I took the time myself to learn how to do my own graphic designs. And so when I first started doing it, I'm like, oh, wow, I can do this. I don't have to wait 5 or 6 or 3 days just to get a return. So I celebrated the win, and I maximized the moment that I had to create something that I had never dived into doing. And so then it's a really big accomplishment for me, because it's a graphic design for somebody else. But for me, I'm maximizing my moment to still keep things flowing into the brand, into the ministry.
That is fantastic. And Naomi, what would you suggest?
What I am is a part-time employee at the same time as being an entrepreneur, and I started a job in September. And with being an entrepreneur, that does not mean that you don't have to work, or that you don't have to rely on anything else. Sometimes you have to, especially with starting up. A lot of entrepreneurs want to just go out there and be out there and, hey, I'm here, but that's not where I'm at. That's not where my path is. I know that I need to work in order to be able to not work. So with that, during this pandemic and during this time where things are a little bit iffy with businesses, I'm able to still, thank you God, have a job. And also with that, I also have some stock that are still making money, even though it's like going kind of crazy right now. But my stock has been a good thing. I'm not taking any money out, but this stock is still, having some good money going to it. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love my stock, girl.
Correct. Congratulations on that. And so, like you mentioned, there is a lot going on right now. And so I think that we're all experiencing it emotionally one way or the other. So if you ladies would maybe share, like how you kind of reset or gain some sense of balance and clarity when you feel emotionally exhausted, like, or better yet, how do you stay motivated in your business efforts when you feel emotionally exhausted with what's, going on? And Avery, you can start.
Okay. Well, I always say that you have to be disciplined, because the motivation will not always be there. Even last week, we all know what kind of week that was. I found myself pacing. I was just staring into space, just thinking about everything that's going on. And even during quote, normal times, I just find myself, there are periods where I just feel drained. And I also have a full-time job for the government, which I'll be retiring from soon, thank God. But managing that and then all the other responsibilities, I get burned out quickly. So I've learned to not beat myself up as much for feeling quote lazy, and allow myself to revitalize my spirit, to invest in myself, because you can't run on empty, like a car can't run on empty. So taking the time to just replenish yourself and not beat yourself up, if you are following your purpose, you will always go back to what you have to do.
Absolutely. And what about you, Melissa?
I love that. So a couple of things that I do. I found myself in I will call a sunken place during this time, because when your whole life seems like it's been interrupted, sometimes you lose your momentum and you lose your balance. And so one day I was having just a worrisome day. And then I really tapped into what brings me out of worry, and that's worship. And so I made it a decision to be intentional to worship instead of worry. And then I became more conscious minded to fight for focus. And that means that sometimes I have to go back and revisit some of the greatness or some of the testimonies that other people have shared with me about maybe the book they've read that I've written, or about something that I ministered to them about. And it's amazing how what you pour out to others, sometimes you need that same deposit. And so for me, I've worshiped instead of worry. And then I found to gain momentum in the testimonies of others on how I've myself and my ministry has been a blessing to them. And so that encourages me to keep going, to let me know I'm not out of alignment, but I can keep resetting. And sometimes resetting looks like doing it over and over again, but it's okay to keep resetting yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Naomi? Hope we didn't lose her.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, perfect. A chance to share, how you stay motivated when you feel exhausted.
So in 2017, I was working, and when I was working, I stood up and I passed out. And then I woke up. When I woke up, I was in the hospital room. I was in the hospital for about a week. So my whole life, entire life changed. I mean, I was climbing up the career ladder. Like, I was at the moment, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm arrived, and Black Girl Magic, and I was just so excited. And then I was not able to return to work because I had a TIA, also called a mini stroke. And I had to regain how to walk. I had to do speech therapy as well. Even now, if somebody talks to me, I'll notice like sometimes I stutter, or sometimes it'll take me a long time to get to my word. And that's because I had to go to speech therapy. However, during this time, it reminded me of how God brought me out then. And a lot of times, especially with, even if you're working at home, your family is demanding so much out of you. And it's not like the same as you go away from home and you have a little break and a little moment in time and in your car still, sit in the car for like 45 minutes until you go in the house. You don't have that moment. So it's like, okay, y'all, everybody be quiet? I have a 2-year-old, mommy, 8-year-old, and a husband who's like a 2-year-old, 8-year-old.
You won't tell
like,
him
I need some quiet. So what I've done is to have my motivation, to make myself motivated, because a lot of times you don't feel motivated. You don't feel like doing it. Is just to realize what my why is. Why am I doing what I'm doing? What is it that drives me to do what I do? And that is where my motivation comes from. And knowing where God brought me from and know where I'm at now, that's where my motivation comes from, because it's easy to get down right now. It's so easy to be full of anxiety, because I struggle with anxiety sometimes too. Or like I say, I am pressing through anxiety. And it's so easy to get so caught up in what is going on in the world. But that is when you have to unplug from social media and unplug from people that make you feel like you are not motivated, because not everybody has something good to say, especially not right now. So you have to do those things that bring you delight so that you can find motivation in the time when you want to give up.
Mm-hmm. I think that is fantastic advice. And, for me, I have to give myself grace and remind myself that, God gives us fresh grace every day. So sometimes we have to give ourselves that grace to not do anything, So sometimes, like you said, I think Avery might have said, you can't pour from an empty cup. So sometimes it's okay not to be motivated and to fill up, yourself that day, or just relax or do nothing or rest. So, for me, I have to give myself grace because I am a worker bee. So I'm usually in overdrive, and I'll beat myself up for not getting something done. It's like, wait, God gives me grace. I'm going to give me grace today and take it off.
Mm-hmm.
So, I also think it's important that we maintain self-love practices and things like that, especially during crazy times. So, how do you feel that self-love and confidence correlate with success in entrepreneurship? And we'll start with you, Avery.
Okay. So it's so funny that this question came about. A few years ago, I experienced a direct correlation between self-confidence and success in business. And it started when I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease. And for those who do not know what autoimmune disease, well, my particular case anyway, if I don't take my medicine or take care of myself properly, I do not walk properly. I feel weak, and I can't do a lot of things like maybe lifting up something that would normally be easy for a typical person. So when I was first diagnosed with this disease, I often hid my illness from people. And I was like, well, they might think that why am I walking like an old lady? Why I feel like I have pain all the time? So that kind of took not kind of, it did take a toll on my ability to think of myself as a success. I'd always been a positive person, but just all of these negative emotions and comments I was letting get into my mind. So I saw a direct correlation with my business because I was not progressing in the way that I wanted to do. So once I listened to podcasts and inspirational books, I had to tell myself that over and over again, you're worthy of success, until I started to believe in myself again. And that's where my motivation increased, and I saw different results in my business because I believed in myself. So I believe in positive affirmations, and it does start with confidence. It does start with believing in your ability to succeed and that you're worthy of it.
Oh, wonderful. That is so good to hear. And what you're doing is so great, Avery. So you're definitely in your purpose. And I'm glad that you were able to, overcome those challenges so that you could be present with us and be sharing your light with everyone. So I love that.
Thank you.
So, Melissa, I'll re-ask the question, how do you feel that self-love and confidence, correlate to success and entrepreneurship?
I too, like Avery, my testimony is, I think one of the testimonies I think a lot of women really don't share. And for me, I wrote my first book and it was called Doubt and Destiny Don't Mix. And it came from the testimony of my life where I was raised in the church, and I'll make this really short, but I was raised in the church. My parents were pastors. But at the same time, I suffered molestation, and I suffered being a victim of rape. And that's how I lost my virginity. And so I kept that secret for such a long time until the insecurities of my life, the doubt in my life, the fears of my life, I didn't think God had a plan for my life because of the history that what I had lived. And so when I became whole and became healed and transparent with the mess of my life, the Lord really told me that this is going to be your ministry and it's going to be your message. And so I believe those things that I went through in my life now correlates with me being what the world considers and what I consider is the plan of success for my life, because now I find my purpose through witnessing other people living through their hurts or living through their pains. I'm living through the silent secrets of their lives. And so I believe my confidence, and when you really accept what God allows, I believe that helps you to walk into your purpose. And so I understand now that what my mess was is now really a miracle for me, but it's a mess for somebody else. And with that being said, I have learned how to be confident in what other people may call a flaw, but I allow it to be something that God says, this is what for everybody is going to be able to witness, is that they can go through this and suffer through that, but have confidence in it, that God is going to use everything. There's nothing in your life that is going to be wasted. And so that's what I learned. That's what I do.
Oh,
that's how I'm successful.
Yes. I mean,
that was a message.
It was.
That was a message. I'm sorry, that's what I do.
Great.
As long as I would like to today, I just caught the end of a sermon today, so you're giving me what I need, girl.
Okay, all right, good.
And Naomi, what would you say, is the correlation between like confidence and self-love and then success and entrepreneurship?
I realized that when I released fear, then I was able to embrace courage. And when I embraced courage, I was able to lavish in my self-confidence. I had a problem with listening to people, and taking it to heart and internalizing everything somebody said, whether it's you look fat today, or what's wrong with your hair, or why are you naming your company The Release Party? That doesn't make any sense. I used to just go into the okay, well, maybe it shouldn't be named The Release Party, or maybe, I do need to lose more weight, or maybe I do look bad, or maybe my hair needs to be a certain way. But then I realized, F y'all, for real. I was like, F y'all. I want to do life the way I want to do it. And it took me being 34 years old this year, just really embracing who I am and being more confident. I even cut off all my hair. My hair was really, really long. I cut it off, and I stayed with my name, The Release Party, and just increased it to do something else. But it's I had more confidence in myself once I relied on God, truly relied on him, and allowed him to just love on me and comfort me in those places where I felt like I was weak, in the places where I felt like I was doubting myself, in the places where I felt like, God, did you really give me this vision, or did I think of it myself? When I was able to embrace that, who I am in God and not who people see or what they see of me or what they think of me, then I was able to do better with my company and get more responses and link up with people I had no idea that I could link up with. I'm like, oh, you're talking to me? Oh, you want to link up with me? Like, it makes you surprised because you're more confident in who you are as a woman, who you are as a Black woman, and who you are as a Black woman in business. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And, I've learned over the course of my journey that usually when people do have opinions that may be disparaging, it's really from their own insecurities or their own not understanding your journey and your path. So it's like, I no longer even get offended when people have opinions about the things that I do or my appearance or how I am or who I am. I no longer get offended because I feel like everyone is operating from different places. And so if they don't understand my journey or God's calling on my life, then they won't understand who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going and these great ideas that I have. So I think that's a part of, self-love too, is just knowing that, you are great, because God created you that way. And you don't really have to consider the opinions of other people. You can just consider God's opinion of you, which is that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So I would also, love to end by just finding out, what you ladies have going on for the rest of 2020, or, how do you plan to make the next 6 months your best 6 months? And we'll start with Naomi and go that way this time.
Well, what I am doing is I've been taking a lot of different online classes just to be a little bit more diverse and learn other different cultures, because sometimes you don't really understand a culture unless you kind of learn about it. Also, with my brand and company, I have tried to reach out to different people just to get an idea of how to do things virtually, because just because people are doing it don't mean you know how to do it. So I have gotten great response from people to teach me how to do certain things, even with this type of broadcast. Just learning different things and getting more in the know. You don't realize how important being in the know with technology is until things like this happen. So more so with my company, it's not even really building my company. It's building me right now and what I need to do for my company. Because if I don't build myself and what I need to do for the company, then it's going to flop. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just basically learning more stuff for myself, reaching out to different people, networking different people for myself. And then from there, I'll be able to be a better builder at my company and the best brand I could be. Y'all gonna see me out there somewhere at the big lights. Y'all gonna see me.
We're gonna see you. So what about you, Melissa, for 2020?
For me, I am still building. I believe that, like I said earlier, just allowing myself to evolve and get out of the box. And really accepting myself for who I am and the dreams and visions that I have, and not so much waiting for approval from other people. If God gives me this dream and God says, this is something I want you to do, I'm now at a place of saying, I don't need your approval or your permission. God said, do it. And that means there's purpose in it. And so I'm now even allowing myself to network with other people to where I think sometimes we as women, we become intimidated by other people's greatness. And so I'm allowing myself to be okay with having someone that's the chief in the room and saying, it's something that I really need to learn from you. Do you mind helping me? And sometimes I believe as women, we don't really want to say we need help in some areas because we really don't want the people to see that we have that little thing in us. But I'm now telling myself, it's okay not to know everything. You need some help. So I'm allowing myself to network with other women, learning myself different things virtually, like she is, like online things as far as building, so that 2020 can still finish strong for me. That's what I'm doing.
I love it. And Avery.
So I've been saying that 2020 is not canceled. We're just in a different place, of course. I have also been taking advantage of this time, because usually I'll be just going everywhere, or like the Energizer Bunny. I've been taking classes, reading more books, and I'm actually in the process of writing my first book. So that's an interesting and exciting process. Thank you. Also, Black Women Moguls is going to have an apparel line and stationery line. So no one really knows this about me, but I'm a graphic designer and creative visual content creator. So I'll be designing the t-shirts myself, and also expanding the done for you services for the Black Women Moguls product line. So website design, graphic design, and sales funnel building. So very busy time, but exciting as well.
That is awesome. And for me, I definitely just plan to keep coming up with creative ways to collaborate with women, because I feel like there's so much power in partnership. And so my goal is to continue cranking out opportunities for collaboration for women like you ladies. I do want to share, or each of us actually, to either share like an affirmation or a motivational quote. It could be your own, it could be someone else's, and then also include like, you know, how people can connect with you, whether social media, your website, or any offers or promotions you have. I would definitely want you to share that. For me, one of my favorite quotes is if God is for me, who can be against me? And that way, you know, I don't perceive anyone to be against me. You know, I try to stay in a positive place no matter what's going on. And I think that quote, it just, for me, it's like nothing else matter other than, you know, God is for me. So nothing else really matters if God is for me. So that's my favorite quote. And we'll go back this way again. Naomi, if you would, you know, share like your favorite affirmation or quote and your contact information.
My favorite affirmation for myself is saying, I am positive. I am so positive that I attract people towards me. I am so positive that my life looks positive and everybody around me wants to be positive. You can reach me on Instagram at _release party. Again, Instagram, _release party. Also, my personal page, me, not MI, _not me. That's how you get me on Instagram. Also, one more way, y'all be messing it up. I'm so sorry. One more way, you can visit me at www.time2teal.com, and you can chat me that way.
Awesome. And Melissa?
Oh, this is one of the hardest questions I've ever had because I love so many inspirations and so many affirmations. But one that I will use is you can teach a man and he'll train a son. But if you teach a woman, she'll build a generation. I take that to the aspect of knowing that as a woman, there's greatness inside of me. And the more knowledge and the more revelation that I receive, I'm not only helping myself, but I'm helping many, many other women. You can reach me on Facebook at Melissa Famby Williams, on Instagram, Melissa Famby Williams, and then also my YouTube channel and my website. You can reach me at www.CandyKissCosmetics.
Awesome. And Avery?
So my affirmation is a mixture of several things. I say I am a money magnet and I'm deserving of success. And then sometimes I just say money, you know, just money randomly to make sure that it comes to me. And it's so funny how just saying those few words, it comes true. I declare one week, I didn't even know where all these streams were coming from, but just saying I am a money magnet, it worked. You can reach me by visiting www.blackwomenmoguls.com. I am also on Instagram at blackwomenmoguls, and then also at Facebook, www.facebook.com/blackwomenmoguls. And then you can also text again 21,000, text the code MOGUL, and you'll have access to your own personal landing page where it has, again, the multiple streams masterclass. It has a free planning guide for branding on there, as well as a resource vault, because I know we all want resources right now. So again, 21,000, text the code MOGUL.
Fantastic. And Melissa, were you able to share all of your information? I just want to make sure you were able to share all of your sites and things.
So you can also go to, for my publishing company, you can also email us at shespeakspublishing@gmail.com. Of course, on Facebook and Instagram, it's Candy Kiss Cosmetics. And also my clothing line is melissascutique.com.
Perfect. And of course, ladies, you can follow me on Instagram at GlamBiciousIAM. You can follow my personal page. I am Lily May. My website is theglamceo.com. And so some of the things we have coming up, we have a co-author opportunity for this fall. If you're interested in writing a book with us, you get to get your own ebook cover and keep all of the profit from your sales. We also have an ebook resale program. So if you're looking to add some content to your website, you can join the program and take some of my ebooks and sell it, and again, keep all of the profit. And then I also have an opportunity where you can co-host a webinar with me. And again, you get to keep all of the profit. So everything that I do, you know, it's with the intention of helping women thrive in entrepreneurship and helping them have additional streams of income, as well as gain exposure for their brand. So we have magazine interview opportunities, advertising opportunities. You can, you know, advertise through our Instagram page or our newsletter. So there's so many opportunities and ebooks and webinars available that I just encourage anyone that's watching this replay to please visit my site and the site of these wonderful ladies. Make sure you follow them on social media. They all have a passion for helping women. And I just think it's wonderful that, you know, we have technology so that we're able to to connect like this and inspire who knows how many people that'll get to see this. So thank you, ladies, again for, you know, hopping on with me. I hope everyone has a blessed evening.
Thank you.
Right.